bow ties. Dad had Simbo. Dad had Simbo ties. Dad had Simbo. I could be suiting up. So I got my bow.
Me and X.A.B was talking to one of our guy friends, and he was like, "Yeah, so I'm feeling this girl, but one of my other mans was also feeling her at the time. Do you see
Nice
where I'm
cleanup.
going with this?" Thank you, brother. Y'all let me clean it up. Fuck, man.
Go ahead.
Niggas
Go
never
ahead.
trust me on this podcast. Never trust me
My bad, bro. My
on
fault.
this podcast, man.
My
I
fault.
still don't know where the conversation really going though.
Now
Go
I
ahead.
see that D Flow really does not fuck with me. He knows I live like 10 minutes away and I will come through in a heartbeat. I got you, D Flow. I got your bean
Just
pie.
no.
Play that fucking clip. Play that clip, man.
My fault, bro. Let me got you.
This
I got you
motherfucker.
real quick.
So, anyways,
This nigga talking about the nation. Oh, I'ma fuck him up. Oh, I got your bean pie, nigga. I got your bean pie.
so anyway, as I was saying, that was distinguished back in 2016, courtesy of Dad Had Some Bow Ties, virtual clips. So me and X talking to him like, yo, so your man's involved. Did he, do anything with Shorty? And he was like, not really. I mean, once or twice that they had some really deep, intimate conversations, but nothing really went anywhere. So his man's like, all right, cool. So it won't be a problem if I actually talk to her on a serious level. And homeboy was like, I respect you for coming to me about it. You know what I mean? It's not like you really had to. It's not like anything really happened on a serious level, even though we was talking. But you know what I mean? If you feel comfortable in your skin, if you feel comfortable talking to that person, then go ahead and do that. My question is that actually breaking bro code? Is that even a part of the bro code?
I think that in any instance where you are either introduced to a woman through your friend or
Okay.
you guys mutually meet a shorty and you and your boy and that person pursue the interest,
Mm-hmm.
you should have a conversation if you then decide you want to pursue shorty for whatever reason, whether you realize that it wasn't really that serious between you and your homie or whatever, just to avoid any trip ups, any situations, any, you know, mess ups or miscommunications. I think it's always important to kind of check in with your friend in that instance.
D Flow, what are the pros and cons of this scenario that we've stated here?
The pros is you're keeping it real with your homie that you're about to push on someone that
Okay.
they might have, had some level of deeper conversation with, or that
Okay.
you think that you may have had a deeper conversation with. Um, I also think, for me personally, one of the cons is that you might not know how much that person liked that shorty. You feel me?
Or vice
So it's
versa,
like
how much shorty like that person.
that person too. So it's a tricky. It's always a tricky thing when you want to talk to someone that one of your mans was used to talk to, and now, because what you're really doing is fishing to see how serious that situation was between them. Obviously, the good thing is your homie could be really cool and just be like, all right. But I feel like with men, it's always a tricky thing because no dude is going to purposely cock block you up front, especially if that's your friend. But low key, low key, a lot of dudes do these to each other. Where a lot of friends too,
Dirty
like
macking?
huh?
Dirty macking? Niggas start dirty
Yeah,
macking?
like like low key. Oh, I heard you was trying to talk to Jerome. That nigga be, he got mad girls. Like, there's a lot of dudes who low key slander your name, and I don't even want to say it's intentional. Maybe it is intentional, but like I said, the pros and cons of it is that your homie might be cool, and the other
Yeah.
con is that your homie might low key. You gonna see how close you and that person really is.
Or something might just get resparked too. Because depending on it, like depending on how they ended or whatever the case may be, like just bringing up like, oh, so and so, that might cause a conversation and might respark something. But I do think, I agree. I think most of the time, if it's your friend, they're not going to intentionally cock block you. I don't think that that's like a huge concern for me, at least. But I do feel like if those two people have a bond, then there's already a bond established, and you don't know what that means in terms of that bond. That bond could just mean they mad cool, nothing crazy happens, and it is what it is. Or that bond could mean that, like you said, now they're getting close again. Now they're having conversations again, and now it's like, oh, nah, we're actually interested in one another, and what I mean, you don't really have a chance in that situation. But I think it all depends on the people involved, honestly.
I would honestly though, for me personally, if if I was expressing interest in a shorty and I went to tell my mans that I know him and her are friends. Now, as far as my knowledge goes, and if you're my mans, I would have some level of knowledge to know if you've been really talking to a shorty. Not the full story, but enough to be like, I don't think him and her are that serious. Like they might be talking, but I don't think they're that serious. So
That is
the
the
mere fact
ideal
that
situation. I just want to clarify that for the viewers. That's the ideal situation, is that your man's is open with their dating life. Because some of these niggas, sometimes it's
they're
like,
not. But this would be a conversation to be had. Like let's say amongst the three of us right here. If I was a single dude and I've been obviously if I'm about to really push on shoulders because I've been talking to her too.
right.
So if I've already been talking to her and I come to you and I be like, yo, let's just use a random name. Kelly. Fuck, that's a wrong name. Let's just say
Yo,
Samantha. Let's just use Samantha, right? Let's just say Samantha. Let's say
damn, son.
Samantha and X is great friends. I know they're great friends. I know that they've been talking. I don't know how serious their conversations be, but me and Samantha also been talking. And I'm like, yo, I think I really want to push up on Samantha. I'm gonna apply the pressure. So I go to
Go
X
back.
and I'm like, yo, X, me and Samantha been chopping it up lately, bro. I'm thinking about pushing up on her. I just want to run it by you because I know you want her cool. Like, what's the status for her? Because I wouldn't ask you if you're dating her. I would
Status.
blindly ask the question, what's the status? To also see where your head is at the same time. And this is realistic conversation because this is what I think friends would do. Like, yo, like, what's the status of Samantha?
You supposed
And
to. Like,
yeah,
we're keeping it a buck. That is what is supposed to happen.
that's
Yeah,
what's supposed to be done. You
this
feel
is
me?
this this just brought up a bad memory. I'm not gonna say his name. We all know him. We all know that
That's
he's
rough. I know exactly what you're talking about.
we all know that he's a good friend of Distinguished.
That likes honey.
Anyways, long story short, we like the same girl. Well, I didn't even know he liked her the way I liked her. I liked her, and I feel like my approach was off. Because my approach was like, when I get time, but I was always doing, performing and shit and doing shows. And then just years later, her name got brought up in a conversation. He was like, "Oh, huh? Oh, I've been fucked her, Distinguished. Pussy was good too." It just came out like that, and I was like,
But
"Okay."
wait, what does it say about the shorty too? Because if Shorty is all of our mutual
I
friends, and
was
she talking
hyped.
to everybody at the
I
same
was.
level. What does it say about the shorty? Because I'm just like, yo, play girl. Like me and these
She,
dudes were mans.
I don't think she took it as the way that I think she should have. I think the way she took it as, this nigga always saying he busy, he can't, you know what I mean? And I was really trying to make time to at least get at least one date in. They didn't even go out on the date. He didn't pay for dinner. The most he paid for was probably a box of Trojan condoms, and he fucked her, and I was tight.
It be like that for
He
some
was the in
niggas.
between nigga that could fuck.
That's it.
I was,
That's what it be like sometimes.
and
Man.
that's still my guy. I love him to death. That's my brother. He just celebrated a birthday. All right, I'm giving too much information. What I'm saying
Too much
is,
information,
Too much.
boy.
that's my guy.
Too much, son.
That's my guy. And at the time when he said it too, it was weird because I was already in a different relationship, but I was just like, nigga, you wasn't even gonna tell me you fucked her. That's the other shit that had me feel like you weren't even gonna tell me that shit.